What's happening, guys? This is your boy Honky Kong. Welcome back to United We Stand 734. And today, feeling a little bummed yet a little inspired. I'm going to do a video called The Best and Worst Humanity Has to Offer. And I truly believe we've seen it played out right before our very eyes in the last week in the news. And I'm going to get right into it, alright? First one, the terrible story. The shooting in Oklahoma. I will call it the teenage thrill kill. A little background. The victim of this crime was an Australian national, a 22-year-old man named Christopher Lane. He's here in America on a baseball scholarship. He attended school at East Central University in Oklahoma. Okay, he was in the town of Duncan, Oklahoma, visiting his girlfriend. And that's a rural Oklahoma community. Police chief said not a lot happens there. Maybe one murder a year or even less. So it's a very, very safe community, very rural community. It sounds like, kind of a sleepy type backwoods town. Not a lot of shit happens there, right? Well, Christopher Lane's out for a jog. He's jogging through the town, and there's 3 teenagers in the town. I didn't even bother naming these fucking animals because who cares? Who cares what their fucking name is? We'll call them 15, 16, and 17 because that's their ages. These 3 little fuckers are sitting around, and they're bored. And then their exact words, one of the kids' words, what he said to the cops was, "We were bored, didn't have anything to do, so we decided to kill somebody." And that's exactly what they did. They piled into their car, were driving around looking for a victim, saw Christopher Lane driving down the street, fired a couple shots at him from a .22 revolver. One shot struck Christopher Lane in the back, and it was a mortal wound. He died right there on the side of the road. As tragic as it is that a promising young life was snuffed out for no reason whatsoever, just killed. As tragic as that is, in my opinion, it's equally tragic that we are, as a society, we are producing children capable of acts like this. Children who are so far out there, who have no idea what's right from wrong, that they could sit around, all 3 of them, and say, "Yeah, fuck it, let's go out and kill somebody. We don't got shit else to do. Fuck it, let's just go bust a cap on somebody. Let's just go commit murder. Yeah, fuck it, let's do it." And they all do it. You can't tell me all 3 of those kids were just bad, just born wrong, just wired wrong. We all know some people are wired wrong. You can't tell me all 3 of them were. Where have we gone wrong to where we are producing children that will do shit like this? Not good. Absolutely disgusting. I could sit here and speculate that they came from single parent homes. They were raised by women. I don't know. I don't know if any of that's true. But these 3, as tragic as it is that Christopher Lane lost his life for absolutely no reason, these 3 kids, these 3 little fucking idiots, have also lost their lives. They're done. They're going away forever. 2 of them are already being charged as adults, charged with premeditated first-degree murder. They will never see the light of day. Okay? They're going away for life without the possibility of parole. They are fucking 15 and 16. They're going to spend the rest of their natural life in an institution. That is fucked. Now, that's exactly what they deserve. Don't get me wrong. They deserve to fucking fry for this, and I hope they do. But that's a tragedy in itself, okay? The other kid's being charged as an adult also, but he's being charged with accessory to first-degree murder. So he's looking at 20, 30 years before he has a chance at parole. So this is a very disgusting, very tragic story. There's really no silver lining in this cloud. It's just, just absolutely shocking. So rest in peace to Christopher Lane. Australia, one of their former prime ministers, got on TV talking about, "Oh, let's boycott America, they're too violent." Fuck you, Australia. Like you don't have rapes and murders. Oh, and you motherfuckers banned guns in what, 96? You banned guns? And your crime rate has fucking skyrocketed since then. Armed robberies are up. Rapes are up. Murders up. So shut the fuck up, Australia. It's violent everywhere. You dingo took my baby having motherfuckers. Go drink some Australian fucking Foster's fucking lager, dude, and watch some rugby, you fucking shitheads. So you Australians who are complaining, saying America's too violent, shut the fuck up. Stay in Australia. Keep your shit out of our business. Let us run our fucking country. You worry about fucking kangaroos. All right, moving on. I want to talk about, let's talk about the good, okay? Let's talk about an inspiring story, a story we can all feel good about. And in Georgia, some piece of garbage named Michael Hall, 20-year-old white boy, fucking looks like a little geeky nerd fuck. He looks like that Adam Lanza pussy. Probably couldn't get no ass. Who knows why? He was depressed. He's wired wrong. Whatever. I was talking about that earlier. This motherfucker grabs an AK-47, loads up like 500 rounds of ammo, and heads to an elementary school called the Ronald McNair Learning Academy and some other shit. Probably charter school, something like that. They serve kindergarten through 5th grade. So the school is filled with little fucking kids. And he goes there with the intention of shooting up, murdering a bunch of kids, and shooting it out with the cops till he dies. Instead of just doing the right thing and putting the gun in his mouth, blowing his fucking head off, he wants to kill a bunch of kids because he's a fucking psychopath. By the grace of God, a woman named Antoinette Tuft was there. Okay, I believe she was a 38-year-old woman. She's a clerk who works at the school. Older black lady. She intercepts this piece of shit. And long story short, she talks him down. Okay, he had fired a couple shots, exchanged a couple shots with the cops. Of course, you know, the cops probably were hiding behind their squad cars, pissing their fucking pants. But he did exchange a couple shots with cops. But she manages to talk this guy down. She tells this piece of shit about her life experience, about how she was some personal tragedy she went through and how she brought herself back up. And this piece of shit drops his gun and goes and surrenders to the cops. So, absolutely amazing. What I hope that happens to Michael Hill is they take him out in the field, have him dig a ditch, cut his fucking throat, and then throw him in there. That's what I hope happens. I know that's not what's happening. He'll probably wind up in a mental institution, but wherever he goes, it better be away forever. Because if you ever in your mind have the idea you're going to go and slaughter a bunch of children, you are not fit to live amongst human beings. You're fit to be fucking murdered in a gruesome fashion. I wish my job would be to fucking to dream up ways to take these fools out, you know, but it's not. So, long story short, though, as I said, this story has a happy ending. Antoinette Tuft, whatever her name is. If it weren't for you, there might be 50 or 60 bodies of kids laying in that school. That's a hero, ladies and gentlemen. Not some piece of shit that can throw a 60-yard spiral or dunk a fucking basketball. Or some fucking clown from the hood who can put a couple words together and make them sound good. That's not a fucking hero. A hero is this lady who, in the face of a deranged madman with an assault rifle, talked him down. And in the process saved the lives of who knows how many kids. That's somebody I'm going to call a hero. That's somebody I would look up to. That's somebody my child would look at and say, now that's a hero. Because I'm not a fucking idiot and I know what's important in life. Okay? You never know who heroes are or where you'll find them. You can't tell a hero by looking at somebody. You might see a guy who looks like a big tough badass turn into a big quivering pile of shit when something goes down. You may see a little meek, nerdy-looking dude turn into a lion when the situation arises that calls for him to do so. You never know who's a hero, where you're going to find him. But we found one in Antoinette Tuft. You know, your darkest hour, the worst, most desperate moment of your life, may be somebody else's finest hour. And that's the case here, because this truly was Antoinette Tuft's finest hour. And because of her, we've avoided another national tragedy. We avoided Sandy Hook because of her quick thinking and her bravery. So, God bless her. Ladies and gentlemen, that's about all I got. Just want to say, if you're a parent, don't let your kids fall through the cracks. Don't let them become like these fucking clowns in Oklahoma. Don't let them become a Michael Hill or God forbid, the next Adam Lanza. Or some piece of shit degenerate murderer. Get involved in your kid's life. You got to put their head through a fucking wall, do it. Do whatever you have to do to ensure your kid becomes a good, solid member of society. That's your job, to produce a solid citizen. That's the only thing you should worry about. That's all I got. Everybody be safe. Love your kids. You got to bust their ass. Bust their fucking ass. Look out for each other. Let's look out for each other nowadays. Let's stop always... Let's stop all this backstabbing. Let's try and look out for our fellow people nowadays. All right. When you see somebody struggling, you see them in trouble, give them a hand. They'll remember that. They might pay it forward. So that's all I got. Be safe, everybody. I'm out. Peace.